Hello, my name is Joel, and welcome back to my YouTube channel, Shared Deck. Today I'm going to be doing a commanded deck on Tazri Beacon of Unity. So the deck pretty much just wants to win by having a full party on the field, and I have a lot of cards that pays off if I do have a full party. So how do I achieve that? So with the Tazri's activated ability, so I could activate it. I'll look at the top 6 cards. I could reveal either a cleric, rogue, warrior, wizard, and or ally, and I can put them directly into my hand. That gives me card advantage that I need. So this is pretty much it's just a weenie deck. So any weenie deck requires card advantage. So having a commander that has built-in card advantage is very good. And then in Tazri's mana reduction ability is very good too. So I could realistically have Tazri down on the third turn if I play whatever, a wizard or a cleric on the first turn, and then the second turn I could play a rogue or whatever creature type that's in the party. And then on the third turn I'll be able to play Tazri. So that would be the best. So this deck doesn't have a whole lot of ramp, so that's why I'll be having 40 lands in this deck, because land drops are very important. So with that being said, let's go on with the rest of the deck. So we'll have City of Brass. Like I said, this is pretty much the same mana base that I have for most of my decks, but we'll just breeze through this real quick rather than just skipping through some of the cards. So got City of Brass, Command Tower, Exotic Orchard, Reflecting Pool, Mana Confluence, and we got the Triomes. Got Idanta Triome, Savai, Ketria, and the Zagoth. And I have 10 of the Ravnica dual lands. So I got Sacred Foundry, Godless Shrine, Breeding Pool, Blood Crypt, Stomping Ground, Temple Garden, Steam Vents, Hallowed Fountain, Overgrown Tomb, Watery Grave, and I have 9 of the fetch lands. I'm missing Scalding Tarn, so we got Misty Rainforest, Arid Mesa, Bloodstained Mire, Polluted Delta, Windswept Heath, Wooded Foothills, a Flooded Strand, and a Marsh Flats, and a Verdant Catacombs. And I have 2 of the basic land fetches in Prismatic Vista and Fabled Passage. And I also have 10 of the basic lands, so which is 2 of each. So I got 2 forests, 2 plains, 2 swamps, 2 islands, and 2 mountains. Alright. So this, we're gonna start off with Giver of Runes. Gives my any creature protection from a color of my choice, or colorless for that matter. And if I do need it to be unblockable, I can give it protection from the color of that creature's color. So same with Mother of Runes. These are all my 1-drops. Siren Tomb Tamer. Oh, I'm sorry. Siren Storm Tamer is a 1/1 flyer. I can sacrifice it to counter target spell or ability that targets a creature I control. So targets me or a creature I control. So gives me a little bit of protection. Archpriest of Iona. So this is one of my cards that pays off if I have a full party. So if I do have a full party, it's a 4/2, and then at the beginning of combat, I can give a creature +1/+1, and it gains flying, so it gives me that extra reach. Merfolk Windrobber, again, it's good early on, and in the later game, I could cash it in for a card draw, because most of the time there'll be an opponent that'll have at least 8 or more cards in their graveyard. Mikaeus of the Lunarch. Again, this is Mass Pump. Alright, so we got on the 2 mana value slots. So we got Unsettled Mariner. So it's a changeling, so I can count to any party member. Grand Abolisher, which is a very good card. Alright, let's get close. Wasali Pride Mage. Uriel Champion, life gain. Dark Confidant is card advantage pretty much at the expense of life. Remorseful Cleric exiles a graveyard, so one of my my one and only graveyard hate card, really. So Snapcaster Mage gives my instance of sorceries double duty, so giving me that extra value. Sig River Cutthroat. Sig the River Cutthroat gives me card. It's a card advantage pretty much. So dealing 3 damage to an opponent is not hard with this deck, since it is a kind of a weenie style deck. Luminarch Aspirant. So gives a creature a +1/+1 counter, and is also a cleric. Null Priest Oblivion. Good card. Good early on, and then if at the late game I'll be able to at least pay the kicker cost, and I'll be able to return a creature from the graveyard to the battlefield with it. Nimble Trap Finder, another card that pays off if I have a full party. So if I do have a full party, all my creatures, whenever they deal combat damage, I get to draw a card, which is good. And it becomes unblockable if a party member enters the battlefield. Selfless Spirit gives my creatures indestructible. Sacrifice it. So Brazen Borrower, a good card. It's a beater pretty much, and it's a soft removal in the sense that you could get rid of a non-land permanent for a turn. Reflector Mage, same thing. Guys, the Saint Trap is a beater because it's a cleric. Gruul Spellbreaker, Warrior, good beater. Limvala, Shield of the Seagate, another creature that pays off if I have a full party. This one, it will at least pacify an opponent. Not an opponent, a creature. So it makes them unable to block. And then, yeah, I can sacrifice it to protect my board. Nighthawk Scavenger, a good beater. Najila, Blade of the Blossom. This is the alternate commander. So I can pay 5 and I can untap all my creatures that attacked, and I get to have another combat step. Alicia, Who Smiles at Death, another creature recursion. Deputy of Detention, removal. True Name Nemesis. Let's get close here. So this is pretty much a beater, pretty much. Champion Lambholt makes my creatures difficult to block. Combat Celebrant gives me another attack step. Savage Knuckleband, it's an undercosted 4/4 creature. So Vendilion Click, it has flying. So whenever it enters the battlefield, I could at least cycle through a card that I have that I don't want. Or I could look at my opponent's hand and see if there's a card that really wants to keep, and I could just cycle it away. Drana, Liberator of Malakir. Again, this is a card that is I like to play and I love to play, and I think this works well with this deck since it is an ally. It is not a party member, but I think this is pretty much good. It's kind of embodies the whole weenie ability of pumping my creatures. Mirror Entity, very good card. Has Changeling, and it could make all my creatures Changeling pretty much. Mirror Cat Warrior, another pet card that I would like to play on this one. Boris Reckoner, it's a good beater. So we have Zero the Menagerie. This is card advantage since most of my deck is creatures. I think I have 37 creatures on this deck. So Kalidas, Trader of Get. So this one is my anti-combo card because so if there's a combo that requires them to sacrifice a creature or a non-token creature, then it just gets exiled right away. So they have to deal with Kalidas first, and then they can combo off. So that'll probably give me a turn at most. So here at the pump area, or creature pump, so we got Cathar's Crusade, gives all my creatures, whenever a creature enters the battlefield, gives them a +1/+1 counter. So makes my creature bigger and harder to block. Creature recursion is always awesome in a weenie deck. So we got Thwart the Grave, Most of the time, this will only be costing 2. Since I have to have one with some way to protect Tazri, so Swiftfoot Boots would be a really good one. Spoils of Adventure, good card. Lets me draw 3 cards and gains me a little bit of life for 2 mana most of the time. Tight. So if I'm behind lands, it's card advantage and mana fixing. But if I'm just on par with everybody on lands, then it's just pretty much just mana fixing. So since I don't have a whole lot of ramp, mana fix was very important for this deck. Unbreakable Formation. Coveted Prize. In this deck, this is an MVP for this deck because it is a demonic tutor, but it's much more cheaper if I have a full party, and then I can get cast it for free. Alright, got a model spell here with Silvercloak Command. So all the 4 modes is very good. So the first mode would at least give me reach. And then the second one is creature recursion. Since I do have a lot of creatures that has converted mana cost of 2 or less, that will die. It's inevitable. I draw a card and lose 1 life. It's okay. Then target opponent sacrifice creatures, which clears out a blocker. Then my second model command is Ojutai's command. So pretty much the same. The first one is okay. It's creature recursion, and then it lets me gain a little bit of life. Then counter target creature spell, and then lets me draw a card for the last one. Collected Company, another card advantage card for me. Concerted Defense is counter spell. So we're in removal section. So we got Path of Exile, Swords of Plowshares, Utter End, and my only board wipe, which is Black Sun Zenith. We got Sword of the Animus, so we're in the ramp section. We got Soul Ring, Arcane Signet, 3 Visits, a Farseek, and a Nature's Lore. So with that is my Commander deck tech on Tazri Beacon of Unity. I hope you enjoyed the deck tech. All right, please share, like, and subscribe. All right, thank you. All right, have a good day. Bye bye.